Hey guys, my name is Emily McKinnon and this is my article presentation in Dr. White's middle grades literacy class. My article was Paraphrasing Strategy Instruction in Content Area Text by Dr. Jessica Hagaman and Dr. Kathryn. I chose this article because it teaches strategies that are easy to use for any student and strategies that are very effective with reading comprehension. Reading comprehension is a very important skill and is required for students to excel in classes and outside of school. The number one goal in reading is comprehension, so it's so important for students to learn to comprehend what they are reading and not to just read and get nothing out of it. Strategies that can be used by students on their own are ideal and very helpful for them to build better reading comprehension. These strategies may include taking notes, highlighting, identifying important details. Summarizing the text is really important for students to see if they really understand the text that they're reading. These strategies help them to organize the data and process it before moving on to the next thing to read. As the years go on and these students get into higher grades, reading comprehension becomes very necessary for them to understand and be able to do to succeed in those classes. These strategies that they learn become really handy to use. They are skills that they can regularly be used in the subject area classrooms. It's expected that the time that students get to middle school that they are advanced enough and their reading comprehension is advanced enough to be able to comprehend things on their own without any help. However, that is not the case. Only 36% of students in middle school can read at or above their reading level. And that's really scary because it's like things that they're learning in elementary school aren't carrying over into middle school and they're still very behind. These statistics suggest that some reading strategies could be implemented early on in elementary and even while they're in middle school before they get into high school to prepare them for content area classrooms and then high school and then college and the real world, reading and comprehending things to survive as a human being. An effective strategy that this article suggests is the think, read, ask, paraphrase strategy, known as the TRAP strategy. This has been proven to improve reading comprehension. This self-regulated strategy can easily be merged into content area curriculum without taking away from any instruction time. The strategy first makes the student think about what they already know and their background knowledge before they start reading. They might predict what the reading is about. They might make connections with the text. That's in the think part of the TRAP strategy, the T. Secondly, the student is to read a paragraph on the R. That's all they do in that strategy. They just read whatever they're supposed to read. Next, in the A, they will ask themselves, are there any important details and what is the main idea? And then last, on the P, they will paraphrase what they just read and put into their own words using the main idea and supporting details. And paraphrasing is one of the main indicators if a student comprehends what they just read, if they can summarize it and paraphrase it and put in their own words. The self-regulated strategy development model gives teachers a way to efficiently teach these strategies in the TRAP method. It offers them with steps and procedures for implementing it in reading. The purpose is to use self-regulated strategies that help students set goals and monitor themselves independently as middle school students should be able to do. There are 6 stages that can be meshed or done in different order, really however the teacher sees fit for their class. The self-regulated strategy development model allows teachers to efficiently teach strategies of any kind to their students It gives them steps and procedures that they should follow to help them teach strategies. It's self-regulated, so it's teaching students how to use it on their own and helps them to set goals and monitor themselves on their own. However, it is scaffolded between the student and the teacher until they can do it on their own. There are 6 stages that can be meshed or done in a different order in the self-regulated strategy development model. The 6 stages are develop it, discuss it, model it, memorize it, support it, and independent performance. In the develop it stage, teacher is evaluating the student's background knowledge and their skills to see if they are capable to use the strategy that they're wanting to teach them. It can be done in content area curriculum or by task analysis. The teacher's job is to make sure that the strategy that she wants to teach is appropriate for the student that she is planning on teaching. An important part of the discuss it stage is that the teacher is introducing the strategy step by step and getting them to really engage in the strategy and want to use it, because motivation and engagement is so important in teaching strategies. Otherwise, they're not going to use it on their own. So it's so important that we teach them to want to use it and see their need of why they need to use it to better comprehend what they're reading and to be successful. The teacher will also want to help the student set a goal that they would like to meet, maybe show them their current scores and tell them, if they use the strategy, their reading comprehension will improve and ultimately their grades will improve because they'll know what they're reading and be able to test better. In the model it stage of this model, it's when the teacher is going to actively model the strategy. The teacher is going to walk through each step with the student and talk through her thought process to show the student how they should be thinking or different thought process that they should have. In the memorize it stage, the teacher can quiz the student on the different stages to see if they can remember it and use it on their own. It's very important that you don't skip over the stage, because if a student does not remember the strategy, they most likely won't use it, or if they do use it, they're going to use it incorrectly. So it is important that they can memorize it. The article suggested that before class each day, quizzing them on the steps, or after class, getting them to write down what they remember about the strategy that you would like for them to learn, just to help them internalize it and be able to apply it while they're reading. The next stage is the support it stage. The teacher scaffolds the student during this stage. The student's going to do most of the work, but the teacher is still there for assistance to help them in any way that they need it. And lastly, the last stage is the independent performance stage. This stage is when the students can use the strategy all on their own without any help from a teacher. They don't need any assistance, and the teacher is going to evaluate the student in the stage and see their progress and if they're accurately using the strategy. So the self-regulated strategy development model is how you teach a strategy to a student. And the trap strategy is a strategy that a student can use while reading and trying to gain better reading comprehension. The self-regulated strategy development model can be used with any strategy, but this article encourages you to use it using the trap strategy model to help students be able to comprehend what they're reading, because that is one of the most important things that you can teach a student in their life, because reading comprehension is the basis and the core of everything that they will do for the rest of their lives.